Moon. And another person improving as well is Chunky Fresh.
Yeah.
This guy drew a Scion ban yesterday because he just went to that over and over again. This guy starting fights is something you have to watch out for. So Imagine is all about the passion. Then they have the improvement and the second chances here. And this is a team, like I said, they're looking for that third place and to make a run.
Yeah, if they win here, they guarantee a third place spot, which means they play the weaker regular season record between Coast and Renegades. I do think they have a good chance against either. They did, again, lose to both those teams coming into the regular season.
They didn't have this roster, though.
Right, but that was before the roster. So though it may look bad on paper, I still do think there's a really good chance for these guys, and we're going to check out what happens in the picks and bans. We start off with the expected bans away, and I'm actually very surprised. Now, both these teams have blue side banned Rise, and that's very surprising to me. Because Winterfox did it yesterday, and I was like, oh, I guess Acadian can't play the champion. But Imagine did the same thing for themselves here. And so the only thing I will bring up is I know that there are mid lane counter picks such as Cassiopeia to Rise, but top lane I didn't know there was anything out there because we keep seeing red team ban it.
Yeah, I feel like there's just other things they're prioritizing that they'd rather not first pick a Rise. They'd rather first pick something like an Alistar, like a Shen, something along those lines for support and not give away too much of their comp at the start. Rise is extremely powerful, and I'll give it that.
Yeah.
That blue side banning it is a little out of the ordinary, but that's my mindset behind it, is they just don't even want to deal with that champion, and they're just going to blue side ban it. Make sure they don't even have to throw that in, where it's like we trade 1 OP for 2. Okay.
Well, that's what they're going to go for. They pick up a support with no other supports banned away. As you mentioned, the Shen is still up. Nautilus still up as well, though since the 5.13 Nautilus nerfs, we've been seeing him much less. So he's kind of fallen off of that S tier, it seems. He's still good, of course, but not one of those first pick worthy champions anymore. The next cover is up for Winterfox with Acadian pulling a number of bans. His Yasuo and Rengar gone. The Lulu was last time. Looks like he doesn't want that. And they're going to take some time. They've locked in Lee Sin for shorter ace, and I'm surprised they grabbed it so early with most of the other junglers still up.
Last time he played Lee Sin, you said he had the worst Lee Sin kick that you've ever seen in competitive play. It was special delivery to Pinoy. Hopefully he doesn't have that happen again here, because Winterfox, they still need to be able to get a win in order to tie-break Vortex at the end of the day and get that 5th, 6th spot. So Winterfox are actually fighting. I know Imagine are still fighting for playoffs and playoff seeding. Winterfox are fighting for next season.
A sort of preseason seeding. Essentially, Winterfox are guaranteed to be dropped out of the Challenger Series, but if you get 5th instead of 6th, you get 1 extra bye. You have 1 less opponent to play to get back into the LCS.
Higher chances of getting back in.
Right, which is exactly what Team Imagine did, and look at them. They're doing freaking awesome, and they're in the playoffs here. So teams getting the second chance, retooling the roster can absolutely matter. Otherwise, Winterfox go from LCS to Challenger and out, and that's an unfortunate run for this team. We'll see if that happens. That's all in the future. Meanwhile, Kalista and Victor to support this Alistar. So a great engage combo, a great follow-up mage as well. See what Winterfox want to pick.
A lot of great sustained damage, too. You don't want to go up against Kalista in the mid-range.
Good team fight.
These mid-ranges and a lot of kite ability here in Peel. So Imagine are pretty
much... they can engage and tower dive.
Yeah, this is a lot. There's just a lot of flexibility in the power in the picks that they picked here. I wouldn't be surprised that Scion ends up going to Chunky Fresh in the top so that they can start these fights off.
True.
Because you're looking at, so far, when you see an AP Ezreal, which it's most likely going to be for Arc Second because he loves those.
He's already got Smite on.
I would love to see a Scion here from the side of Team Imagine.
Yeah, I think it makes a lot of sense. Winterfox, they've got a couple of forms of disengage. They have the Tristana and Lee Sin ultis, as well as Braum just being a good defensive tank as well. They are a bit tank light. Maybe they need a tank top to keep themselves afloat and to buy some time and face tank the Scion. Do you imagine? I am loath to put all of the effort on just Victor for damage. Kallista's kind of a mediocre team fight damage dealer, so maybe a damage jungle, but with Nidalee gone, that leaves the options a bit lower. And we'll see. Looking at Evelyn right now, I think Diana would fit this as well. Just a whole bunch of dive. Either way, it is going to be Evelyn. I believe we typically see Runeglaive first from her, but then tank from then on. But early damage from the Eve. Looks like Eve jungle for Moon, and the Scion does come through.
So Scion for Chunky Fresh. He has played 2 Scion games, both very successful, 3-2 and 14, and 1-2 and 11. So he's at double-digit assists in both games.
That's fantasy points right there.
Exactly. Chunky Fresh's strength has seemed to be, ever since this new roster, is engaging the fights correctly and at the from the right angle too. He's always TPing onto the flanks. And I know that they have a coach, Curry Shot GG, who worked with Fusion previously. previously, back when Chunky Fresh was on it as well. So I assume the coach is like, you know what, this worked for you back then. Let's have you back on Sion. Let's get you on that champion because your engages were your strong point. And the last lock in here is the Gnar for the top lane, looking for a little bully potential.
Yeah.
Acadian.
I mean, you think about the Winterfox composition here, and it's like a bunch of turret siege, a bunch of poke with the Ezreal and Tristana around him. As long as Acadian can keep Chunky Fresh honest in his lane, like if this team can disengage in Sion TPs, Gnar knocks a turret down. Like I want to see a Black Cleaver on this champion and have the split push power there for Acadian. That's his specialty as far as play style goes, and you know that may be a very strong thing for Winterfox as long as the core 4 champions can stay alive. Also, by the way, that core 4, they've all got disengage tools. Braum can jump to an Ezreal, who jumps away with the Tristana, who can jump with the Lee Sin. So that 4-1 split push, I think, is actually quite likely here. And notice that they picked top lane less. They made sure they got Acadian in a matchup. So I think a fairly clear set of win conditions on both sides. Imagine trying to start fights, and with Winterfox trying to poke them out and disengage them.
Yep, and kill turrets. They're all about sieging. They're all
well, yeah,
about
if you make them leave the turret goes down. Yep. So that's a pretty likely thing
AP
here.
Ezreal, Tristana is going to help you knock those turret down too when they're not around. So that's what they're looking for here from the side of Winterfox. See how they match up against each other in the last game of the regular season.
Yeah. Last regular season game, Team Imagine can guarantee a 3rd place seed into the playoffs with a win right here. Winterfox have to win to tiebreak for 5th, and even then, Vortex could pass them up. If they lose, they are guaranteed 6th place and a very long road out. And actually, thinking about second chances, I mean, Winterfox was in the same LCS split as Team Coast. Coast got auto-relegated with a single win, same record as TDK's looking at right now. And Coast reshaped their roster, and they're a top 2 playoff team. Team Imagine got knocked out of the Challenger Series as TSM Darkness, reformed the roster, now a playoff team. And the party in the brush, Winterfox just have had a very, very rough 2015. Has not been their year. But they've got 5 months left in the calendar. And if they can make a good run for the 2016 Challenger Series, they can make a name for themselves starting now and maybe get a better seed in the qualifier.
It's definitely a lot of time to think about how to form this roster, how to work with each other. I know Arcsecond is a great person to base things off of. Pinoy has some talent that you can leverage. And Acadian had just came on the roster very recently. They won the first game that they played with Acadian, and then since then, there's been bans towards his Rengar every game, forcing him off of that champion.
Yep.
So he hasn't been able to carry from the top lane on that. Something I want to look at between these two lineups is the jungler, though. Because Short Race, like you said, he came in with a lot of hype. There was a lot of hype around this guy. New to it. We knew he was going to stop being in school. And so he was able to play more and see how he improved. We haven't seen a whole lot of improvement from Short Race. A whole lot of dedication either in seeing him actually get better. Moon, on the other hand, this guy came in. I had no idea who he was. And he's just getting better every game that I see him. He was on a different roster before this in Challenger.
He played a game on Winterfox.
He did, and he wasn't very good.
He went 0-5 on Nidalee.
Exactly. He was
immediately went back to Shorter Ace. And now he's killing it on Imagine.
He was not very good when you first saw him. And then it's one of those things where they make a first impression on you, and you kind of count them out. When I saw Moon, I was like, okay, this guy is not going to be able to compete with Shrimp, with Crumbs, with these other guys in the top of Challenger who seem to be putting in a lot of work.
Yeah.
He's getting better and better every week. With ManCloud and Steelback at his sides as well, this team seems to have a lot of faith in him. And if ManCloud had handpicked him, that's a lot of faith.
Yep. Well, we got a lot of story points, but we got to talk about how this game is actually shaped up here. So very interesting level 1 by Winterfox. They actually are looking for the lane matchup. Of course, Tristana and Kalista, a very highly lauded, good Tristana matchup here. They shoved top lane in, reset the waves, ran down a bot lane, and they will be here in time for that assumed 4-man turret push. So this is actually totally safe here for Winterfox. They've already got a Acadian up to the top lane. Winterfox actually doing a great job with the lane swap game.
And this is going to make Chunky Fresh back, use his TP to top lane, catch this wave, get some experience. So it's actually not going to be a 4-man push bottom, and they negate all of that. And it becomes 2-on-2.
But it is more XP and gold available to Winterfox. Pinoy hard shove 2 waves in, is now going to get basically the 3rd wave here in front of him regardless. And it's a TP advantage for Acadian. There's actually a lot here that should be good for Winterfox as long as the rest of the team feels okay. Lee Sin versus EU should be okay. Ezra, if you can hold up in mid, totally fine.
Yeah, the big thing is the TP play capable from Acadian is. Acadian is able to make a play on the Steelback or Baby in the bottom lane. And
he's done. Ignite is on. Arc second with the escape down. Has to flash. I don't think he had to. ManCloud had no cooldowns left.
Yeah, he had 2 seconds on his E.
Yeah. That's actually a really big misjudge by Arc second. Already like 2 misplays in a row.
Oh.
Slow into it. Yeah. Just jumps over the Eve and barely cares. But Moon's still in level 2, though, with all the double jungling, actually. He's pretty far held down. Meanwhile, ManCloud, bet you wish you get flash right now. And no follow-up damage really going to come through. ManCloud's totally fine, but loses Summoner.
That does give potion advantage to Arc second over ManCloud. He has more consumables. ManCloud had to use a bit of mana on that, too. When you're throwing down your gravity field, you're using mana you did not want to use in that case.
Yeah, so a difference in the power of the ganks and a difference in the ability of these solo laners in terms of their one-on-one battles here. Acadian, surviving that gank is very important. He needs to survive his split push to make himself effective in this game. And so far, the laning phase is +4 CS, and again, he should have a small XP lead based on how everything started as well. Nice fight in the bot lane, though, but the shield not actually quite there to stop the damage through to Pinoy. Steelback going to do a fair bit of damage. You're not rending yet. Oh, he could have hit that minion first and gotten the reset.
It's true.
It's okay. No. Small point, though. It's still Pinoy losing the trade, though. Winterfox, this is supposed to be a good matchup for them.
It's supposed to be. Pinoy was able to back and get boots and then come down to bottom, but that's not really that many combat stats for him at all.
Yeah. He's already out of potions, too, so whatever he bought just really did not pay out here.
And the sustain that he's going to get from Alistar, Steelback is pretty much going to win a lot of this trade.
Yeah. Moon cresting up close to level 5 here. So far, so good for the Evelynn. Lee Sin's already backed up for a ton of health potions and a ton of wards as well. So this could be a lot of vision control for the Lee Sin, which should be quite nice.
See where he gets it down. It is going to be Runeglaive for Moon early. That was buffed in 5.13.
Yeah, no surprise
and 5.14. Buffs for this item.
Yeah,
every patch. Every patch.
Short array spotted.
Just get rid of confusion. Gold. It is 5.13 that we're playing on.
Yep. Tom Kench is enabled, though we have not seen him played in the 10 Challenger games so far on 5.13.
Disappointed. Is what
I think it's funny because Echo everyone thought would be OP, so they just played it even though they weren't good at him yet. And then Echo ended up really not being that overpowered. Like, he's getting buffed, and he already got buffs.
He got nerfed like 3 times.
Yeah, he got nerfed, and then he has buffs lined up, I think, or something. I forget what it is, but no one's playing him anymore. Either way, not the same case. And ManCloud, the Q missed! Arc second would have had the kill!
Ulti.
He's going to dodge it. Oh, man. Nice try. Nearly gets the gank. ManCloud gets away with his life, just barely. But it does give mid lane pressure. And Moon is going to be able to counter jungle if he wants it.
Short Race had the right idea there. But look at this Pinoy taking more damage. And these trades are just not going Winterfox's way in the bot lane.
Oh, in they go. There's no combo available for Baby. So off it goes. Steelback. He gets the stun. He gets the explosion. He gets the first blood. Beautiful play there by the Winterfox duo lane.
And they had exactly the same thought I did. These are not going their way. But then all in, swap targets, go to Steelback, get everything out of him. Boom. Baby had already used his combo for disengage. Perfect timing there from Winterfox to turn it around.
And Steelback did not see that damage coming. He flashed at the very end after he was already screwed not to dodge the rocket jump or the Braum Q. So really impressive for Pinoy and Low Pally to go for that fight. It was going bad, but they took a really nice fight.
Yeah, the Q landing, setting up the concussive blows, really just turned that all around.
So that was absolutely massive. It's great because that entire combo is land 4 attacks, acquire kill.
Yeah,
it's both of charge
jump on
and
them.
Concussive blows the same. Basically metric there. So we watch the other matchups though. Chunky Fresh is going to be down a bit in CS, a big way for Acadian to farm, so that is a very small edge still to the Winterfox top lane. You can see the overall gold lead, by the way, is 900 for these guys, which is much more than the first blood itself is worth, so more ways to show that the laning phase is good for Winterfox.
Yeah, mid lane winning by 10 CS, bottom lane winning by 10 CS, and this bot lane is only going to get worse. Both summoner spells from Steelback are gone, and at the same time, the reason that the Tristana-Kalista matchup is so Tristana favored, point and click, you do all your damage with the explosive charge, right? But also when you hit level 6, you have a damaging ultimate on a fairly low cooldown that you get to trade with. You get to just throw all your damage out, and it'll knock her out of her rend range, so if she doesn't do it before you're done with the trade, you can just win it flat out.
That's absolutely true. I mean, Kalista is also more loaded into rend for damage based on the 5.13 patch changes, so all things that matter. Now, Steelback actually, by the way, did go for Pierce Max, so that will change the gameplay somewhat. Steelback wants very, very short trades. Baby gets a stun into low pally. He's going to take a fair bit of damage, but the control's going to continue. Yeah, and Moon is here with the ulti. Low pally, good luck. Pops the ult, they go for Steelback. They don't quite get the damage. Pinoy gets the kill, but can't rocket jump out in time. ManCloud gets the trade kill. He roamed down a 2-1 for Imagine.
Leapfrogged right over him. But, oh, Short Race is looking for a kill here on a ManCloud. I don't know if he has the damage,
he wins this one. Short Race gets ignited, gets stunned up, gets stunned! Oh, no, Short Race, he wanted the fight!
Oh.
And he's not gonna get it. ManCloud, thank you.
That moment when you realized...
You didn't smite him during the fight.
You should have smited him at the start.
I'm gonna see if it was on cooldown at the time. I don't think it was.
It wasn't. It was so close to being up.
Oh, dang. Well,
yeah, he had 3 seconds on it. He had 3 seconds on it, and he jumped in after ManCloud. Oh, he used it as soon as he could get it, too.
Well, if he had the challenging smite up, he would have gotten it, but ManCloud just did the damage and all was well. Acadian's still fighting Chunky Fresh, and he is going for that Ruin King rush. We can watch that bottom lane fight again, and this is just a really good pick on a low pally.
Well, they know that Moon is coming around bottom on Steelback and Baby's side.
And they've already got Victor, too.
They're ready for this. They see them coming down. I like what Pinoy tries to do here, though. Leaps over. And he ends up getting the counter kill. But everything all said and done, it is a 2-for-1. A lot of that is off of just Imagine knowing to roam down bot lane early.
This is what you expect. You've got an AP Ezreal in the game. You are supposed to lose lane on AP Ezreal. You're supposed to have a push advantage on the other side. ManCloud is losing in CS, but he's roamed successfully very well against ArcSecond and gotten 2 kills as a result. So kind of the situation you're expecting to see in this matchup. And ManCloud abusing it properly. And that is, by the way, with ManCloud getting ganked really heavily by Short Race. It's twice he's been pushed around in that bot lane, in that mid lane. Yeah,
and ManCloud has his second upgrade already. He's ready to trade with his Q and just try to push AP Ezreal out of the lane. But also, he can just use his laser beam and go down the lane, kill the caster minions, destroy the melees, and then run and roam right now, because he has the wave clear advantage at the moment. You can see right there, he just one-shots caster minions. And just do that, and you're able to leave lane and go roam.
And I think we're going to see that happen a little bit more here. Mid lane, easy clear from ManCloud. The next wave is really nowhere to be seen, so it could be the chance. There's a flash, pulverize, headbutts back low pally, and yet again they go for the fight onto Braum. They keep ulting in the Alistair to land the CC, but Pinoy gets the trade kill at the very start of it all. Just keeps bursting out Kalista. Summoner he'll use, trades for the flash of Moon. Short Race is around, this is a bit dangerous. Another combo from Alistair. He has no mana to ult away Short Race. He takes it, but gets bursted out, burns him down. Red buff, thank you very much. Short Race with a vengeance.
Wow, flashing to close that distance. Also, Chunky Fresh ultied to stop Acadian's TP. Acadian was trying to come into that fight, and he got knocked by Chunky Fresh out of it.
Well, what an interesting game. Short Race.
Interesting.
Oh, God.
Oh my God. Okay, okay. It's one of those clench moments.
Yeah, all right. He's all right. He lost his smite, though, in the camp, so that is actually a cooldown he's missing here. But once again, the game is a farm lead here. It's plus 20 for the mid lane, plus 17 for the AD carry, plus 5 for the top laner here. Imagine are fighting equally, but the lanes are just winning for Winterfox.
And you got your wish. It's the Black Cleaver first item for Acadian. Yep. You know this guy wants to split push. That is what he's all about. Even up against the Frozen Heart of Chunky Fresh, he's still going to prevail in that matchup.
Yeah, it should still be pretty strong for the guy. A lot of movement speed, just no sustain, which
if he can land his Q.
Ooh, nope. Tries to predict the juke, doesn't get it right. Moon is here, though, and low pally's like, I have nothing to jump to here. He's got flash and doesn't need to use it. ArcSecond, nice chunk on a ManCloud, though. If he lands those skill shots, it's good damage.
I'm really curious as to how Moon approaches this game, because he looks like he's going for more AP on this Evelyn. He's building it pretty much solo queue Evelyn right now. He's got the Root Blade.
Yeah,
he's looking for more.
I'm really happy to see AP Evelyn. I think it's very strong.
I mean, that's my first champion that I made. This is AP Evelyn. Oh.
Pinoy really likes it. One more out of an ult.
Oh.
He flashed to dodge the ult. He thought he might have died to it, but
yeah,
if Pinoy had flash, auto R would have killed.
Yeah, he may have.
All right, well, Steelback missing a summoner spell here, trying to get sustained up by Baby. Still no lifesteal on this Kalista. Got Zerk Reeves. Meanwhile, Pinoy already stacking up a lot of stats here. Static Shift coming in as the intended later item, but already getting money off of the Avarice Blade.
Yeah, it's funny because his bottom lane played against each other in the European LCS.
Yeah.
Gambit versus Fanatics, Pinoy versus Steelback. Happened very frequently. Pinoy is trying to say all those times in the past, they don't matter. Fight me right now.
Without Yellow Star, punk.
With a matchup, I'm going to win this. And Pinoy is definitely taking it to Steelback right now. Has an item advantage, has damage advantage right now. Also, just has a really good matchup for himself.
Yep. Well, they picked into it, man. And even though we keep seeing Kalista be this highly prioritized AD carry, we're seeing it get pushed around occasionally. I think she's still very strong, but yeah, our second looking for the play to go to the bottom lane. This will be a decent chunk. Oh, just kidding.
Yeah, you can still contribute to pushing somebody off of the lane like that. That's going to be turret, though. Shorter Ace is here to secure this. Good place to be. Guarantees that they can't come here. Also, when Acadian says top that Moon's here, they can start up a dragon.
And there we go. The slow Acadian's going to have nowhere to go on this one. Easy knock-up, easy kill. Nothing to do for himself, and that's going to be dragon for a kill top lane.
That's a lot of damage coming out of Moon.
Yeah.
This Evelyn is going to be shredding very, very quickly. I'm really curious as to see how Moon progresses throughout this game. We talked about him at the start. He's this guy who just wasn't Challenger last year, hoping to be pro by the end of this year. And I want to see this AP Evelyn. How is he going to play this? Because it's very risky. Most professional players go with the low-risk build.
I like that he's playing the riskier one, though.
And I like that.
I do, too, especially in the context of this game. Mid lane, I realize he's getting kills, but like bot lane is losing hard. Mid lane is losing in farm still, and it only gets worse from here. Top lane is losing as well. Like every single lane was objectively losing in some measure, and Moon's the only guy who's ahead. In 2-1-2, he better convert this.
And he has highest kill participation on his team. He went bottom a whole bunch. He looked at the lane that had the bad matchup and was able to slightly turn it around. Just give it a little bit, but it's not completely turned around because Pinoy and Shorter Ace have been teaming up in that bot lane with low Pally to give themselves a large advantage there based on matchup. So right now I'm expecting Moon to start visiting all the other lanes. I'm pretty sure he's just going to sack the bot lane now.
I think you have to. Like, how are you going to kill Braum Tristana anyway? They just disengage you with one of the various ultimates, and I don't think it can be that. Also, really hard to pin down on Ezreal unless he burns his E like Woong would, so I think it's just that top lane you go for.
Yeah, but he went to top lane, and they lane swapped it. Pinoy is up in this top lane. Yeah. Tristana, being the demolitionist that she is, just looking to knock down turrets as much as possible.
Well, so far, so good, and doing her best Miley Cyrus impression. Miley Cyrus impression, Pinoy.
Miley Cyrus?
I don't know.
She just really loves trees, you know?
I was going to say she met up with Reza and started rapping. Miley Cypress Hill, is that like a really good one? It's like Eggs Benedict Arnold. That'd be a weird mashup. Can we, are there any musicians out there? Can we have some Miley Cypress Hill music out there? I would love.
Cypress.
I was told resoundingly no by our producers. I think it'd be great.
Oh, so 3-on-3 in the top lane here. No AD carry. Steelback is down bottom, pushing a wave straight into Acadian, who's going to pick up a lot of farm here and continue to press this out.
Yeah.
Now, it looks like Steelback is going to actually head top lane, which is going to leave Acadian to free press this bot lane. Let's see if that actually ends up biting them. Chunky Fresh looks like he might want to engage this in a second here as soon as
he has Mega Gnar and TP right now, though. He's got to show this Pinoy. Pinoy's going to get jumped on, but he's going to get away. Here comes the Gnar, and good luck. They're all going to hit the wall. There's the stun. Where's the damage coming out? Braum is already ulted, and Baby is tanking up, though. Moon is 2 hits away from dead. As ulti not going to tag up quite in time. It might have been on cooldown at the start of that fight, but that could have been brutal. And here comes the Alistar engage. They want it. They knock him a Acadian. He's now stuck as mini Gnar, and it's a ton of damage coming through. Braum to be the hero. Low Pally tanks it up, and Moon goes down. Quick shield from Shorter Ace, and out they go.
They have to get out of here. ManCloud is on his way up. He has all of his damage and mana still available to him. And look at that. They just limp away. Half HP on everybody. Pinoy, the healthiest member out of that troop. And ArcSecond gets a little bit of a victory there because he just gets to sit in lane and farm.
So Fiendish Codex is the pickup for Moon here. That's like Morellonomicon. Nashor's Tooth is probably what it is. So I have a friend who plays around High Diamond AP Evelyn, and he goes, this was back when it was Magus, but he went Magus Nashor's Tooth. This is core build. He applies on head effects and gives attack speed. Keep in mind, Power of Evil played almost the exact same build on Orianna. Runeglaive into Nashor's Tooth second item, and just did ridiculous auto attack damage. I'm betting it's an auto attack focus. He probably goes tank from here, by the way, but I think it's Nashor's Tooth Evelyn.
That's surprising. Not the Nashor's Tooth, the fact that you have a friend.
Okay, acquaintance.
Okay, there we go.
ArcSecond, though, gotta be
Moon's
careful.
For that damage.
A ton of damage to this guy. 400 health left. Out he goes.
But I am very interested because it's Merc Treads. It's not Sork shoes.
Yeah, no, it's Bruisery. It's like the old Diana builds where you would go Nashers into like tank items.
Pinoy, the gold. You need the gold.
You missed. If you get Killing Blow, you get it anyway.
I think you do.
He didn't get Killing. Oh, he did get Killing.
Yeah, you should get it from there. He got
I actually don't know if it does look that way though. I've never done that. I've never killed a turret without being in range.
And then walked
like Tristana. Yeah.
That's actually cool. I'll ask Pinoy later.
Tristana gave it a name. Then it walked away. Acadian's trying to jump away too.
But baby.
Oh!
Boom!
Acadian knocked in the wall, hit up into the air. Moon is here. Goodbye. Steelback gets the kill. Easiest kill of his life. And Low Pally. Playing a bit scary here. He's getting some deep wards down, but could always get jumped on.
You can't run around the map too much here, though, because these lanes are just going to get shoved in. They spent a very long time bottom. They're going to lose some damage here. Scion ulti's coming in, but look at that. You're just going to shred this turret so quickly.
It's almost down. Oh, Pinoy's greedy. I guess he's fine. All right. He's fine. Scion couldn't stop him. It would take too long to charge the Q. So out they go. And Winterfox have knocked down all 3 outer turrets. They've completely outplayed the lanes. Yes, these turrets are low, but they're not dead yet. A temporary lead for Winterfox. Imagine it's 1 back, but they've still got a lot of work ahead.
Oh, yeah. And Winterfox are playing directly to their win condition. Knockdown turrets, 4-1 split push. When Acadian has TP, he's ready to join, get your Mega Gnar ready, and just split push and cause pressure. And you could see that working out for them. Whereas, imagine, they're just looking for team fights. You saw them pick somebody off with Moon just there, but then you get nothing for it. You get a kill, they trade a turret, and they luckily got one back in the middle because it was already low.
Yeah.
But if this keeps happening, Winterfox are just going to keep mounting more and more of a lead.
Well, the question is, how can they do with tier 2 turrets, though? They've knocked the outers down. There's the gold. You've earned your 2,200 gold off your outer turret kills. Congratulations on that one. Now it's the hard part here. And the thing is, Moon has skilled up. He is, by the way, looks like going Morellos. So not the Nashers build. I'm sad about that, but...
I'm just thinking this friend was imaginary.
Well, considering the Moon is on Team Imagine, maybe it was him.
It was him all along. Chunky Fresh. Oh, that ulti's up very quickly.
Slow, shorter race. Got to be careful. He's being much out of energy. And here comes the knock-up. There's the kill. Imagine their 7th kill of the game. And if they can unlock this map, they can knock some turrets down. Low Pally on the flank, but why even bother? Has to flash away thanks to the ulti for ManCloud. Dragon's up. Goes to Imagine.
It's going to be Imagine's first dragon of the game. Pinoy still shoving bot lane, but are they going to continue to fight for this? Mega Gnar is up. Acadian has flash. Is he looking for a Gnar?
There's the kill pickup. Low Pally's stuck in the gravity field. They're going to go for Acadian first, though. Flashes and can't get the ulti down in time. Quick pickup there. Out goes Winterfox, but Low Pally's in a really bad spot. Tanks the ulti from Eve, gets rendered out. A double kill, and suddenly Steelback was 1-3. He's now 4-3.
This lineup, Imagine's team composition, is just looking for team fights. Don't give them the team fight.
Right into it.
Don't give them the team fight. Chunky Fresh talked about how good he is on this Scion. He saw that opportunity to just rush up the gut and get to the backline. It wasn't even the backline. It was shorter race.
Yeah. And this is Winterfox not understanding the limitations of team composition. They thought the gold was enough, but Low Pally this low, like they shouldn't be fighting here.
Yeah, you don't even have Arc Second's ultimate, so even if you get a really good Gnar, you're not going to get anything out of it. Even a 5-man Gnar ultimate right there
wouldn't save you.
Wouldn't save them. It would be extremely close, but if you don't have the AP Ezreal ultimate up, you don't have a lot of scatter damage or AoE damage available.
Nope.
It doesn't matter. This lineup has so much damage.
They can't team fight this. Like, Tristana Ezreal's no team fight synergy. Braum doesn't do enough damage to cement this. Like, you can't be in a 5-on-5. The point is to get Acadian ahead. The problem is Moon ganked top lane. Acadian's 0-3. Good luck winning that matchup now. Chunky Fresh too big to deal with it, and there goes the win condition.
And after you knock down those 3 outer turrets on Winterfox's side, Acadian doesn't have a safe farm lane to shove, because Moon can always show up on a flank behind him. You saw him try to farm bot lane. Baby wrapped around him and killed him as Moon showed up.
Yeah. Well, that should be on the depots, though, of Winterfox. Like, they should be able to track Baby. He's not invisible. In fact, he's probably the biggest champion not named Scion in this game, so shouldn't be that hard.
But Acadian needs to freeze lanes, keep the pressure up, wait for his TP to come up to make a play.
Yeah. I mean, Winterfox have wave clear, and Imagine don't have good sieging. Playing a slower game and getting the farm back up and trying to keep the outer turrets alive for a while could absolutely be a successful way to play this game, but you know, Winterfox, they showed up for the Dragon fight instead of pushing a different lane. They're letting these top lane turrets fall now. Chunky Fresh, right, winning the matchup against Acadian, even though Acadian was winning it earlier. And their bets on Pinoy and Low Pally getting ahead. I mean, look, Pinoy is still ahead. Like,
he is.
you know, I will go back to what I said earlier and say theoretically Tristana could hard carry a team fight. Maybe.
There's a lot of tanks here, though. Like, Magic's composition has 3 good damage dealers. You have Evelyn, Victor, who we're about to see right there do some damage. Oh, he's going to continue to go.
Good flash by Arcsecond. He would have taken so much damage there.
And you have Callista. All 3 of them do a lot of damage over time. Pinoy, though, is going to get knocked up. Oh, he's going to get knocked up again.
Fair bit of damage. Pinoy is knocked around here. They almost get the damage and the seal back they need, but nope. Quick pickup there. Good TP by Chunky Fresh.
Yeah.
2 for 0. Imagine cannot lose a fight.
This lineup just has such great sustained damage, and then you have this great tank line of Sion and Alistar that stay alive for so long that you get that sustained damage off.
Yeah, this is just looking so good for Imagine right now. Everything really going their way. Really can't complain. The early game was scary, but Steelback now his 4th kill in a row. 1 and 3 to 5 and 3. The mid game is just fine on this Callista. Unfortunately, keeps dying. So there's the 3rd and final outer turret going down. Imagine now with a gold lead thanks to a great team fight centric mid game. They show up to the turret. They get the wards they need. They get everything they wanted. We get a team fight here. The replay is in. Moon just doesn't take enough damage. Pinoy can't get enough done.
They used a lot there to get to Pinoy, but Steelback coming from the side, they had no vision from that area either. Throwing in the Alistar.
Yeah.
That's pretty much a dead 80 carry, regardless of if you're Tristana or not, and have your jump away.
Look at
Short Race looking for a play, though. Is he going to go for it?
Yeah, it seems unlikely here.
There's an ulti from Chunky Fresh. He's just... Chunky Fresh likes to do this thing where he walks up, and then he just waits and tries to sheep herd people into a group.
Yeah.
And when he sees 2 people kind of touch, then he activates his ultimate and he just goes.
Well, he has been doing a decent job of this one. 2-0-2, not the highest participation, but certainly has won the later state of his lane matchup, knocked the turret down, and been a nice tank in team fights. He'll likely keep doing well. Acadian still trying to win his matchup, though. Goes Frozen Mallet second. He just tries to get the damage to push around Sion, but I don't think it'll ever happen the rest of this game here.
Yeah, you lack resistances. You just have HP at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're going to take a lot of damage very quickly. Is he going to get the blue? Nope. He's just going to help him out a little bit there.
Nice try.
But imagine, though, you can see this lineup just... A lot of them are the same members from the start, right? You have Chunky Fresh has been on this team from the beginning. And then after week 2, there were some roster changes. We saw Moon come in, we saw ManCloud come in, we saw Baby come in, and this roster is just getting better and better. They played Coast and Renegades, but then they beat Cloud9 Tempest, and they're just looking better since they got Steelback too. So despite even going down and having a deficit against Winterfox early, which is something that you expect a little bit with this team, you're up against an AP Ezreal, and that's the one exception where you should be winning that matchup harder.
Right.
They are doing fairly well playing the map.
Yep. Even Lee Sin Junk got picked up here, right? Like another one of those really powerful early game bully champions, but that one's not panning out much anymore. All right, Imagine. It is on you then. The team fight centric team, the siege isn't great. They're only on 1 dragon so far. Hard engaged. They want this one. Shorters cannot find a kick. Only knocks ManCloud out, but it allows Pinoy to find him and to kill off the mid laner. Pinoy has to flash away from the gravity field, and here comes the Steelback cleanup. No one's touched him all fight long until just now, but it's too late. 3 members already dead. All the front line is gone. Out goes Winterfox.
It's the tank wall. You can't start that fight when your composition is about poking with your AP Ezreal and then getting damage in. It's so frustrating when I watch teams that have an AP Ezreal. They don't play around the AP Ezreal. They treat it like it's this gigantic poke, not poke champion, but burst champion.
Yeah, not the same.
It has burst. It has burst. But it has so much damage in its poke. Just use it. Just use it a little bit. Don't jump into their face with your defensive tool.
Yeah.
At the Braum, and then try to start the fight off against these enormous tanks. Sure, you got ManCloud. How are you going to kill Steelback afterwards?
Nope, you ain't. And he killed everybody. 6-3 and 6 here, Steelback. 12 of his team's 14 kills he's been involved in. Hard lane matchup or not. What a great performance here. Just absolutely doing incredible.
Another person who's doing really well is Moon. The Morellonomicon gives him that extra CDR. Helps him hit max. He's just hitting a bunch of hate spikes, and I feel like this build is about all that CDR and damage to be another supplemental damage source, so that they can kill ManCloud, they can kill Steelback.
Though.
It's weird, but
they're not facing heals.
But they already have so much in terms of just flat resistances and people who are actually going to build tanky. You don't need that third frontliner.
Yeah, I mean, you're right about that. It's just It's weird that he values the 80 AP so much.
Yeah, it's why I'm Rellenomicon.
Right, I do get that.
I don't know if it's the 80 AP or if it's the CDR.
Yeah, you can get Frozen Heart for that, right? Or Nashor's Tooth.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm feeling it's the CDR comp combined with it.
I think Nashor's Tooth is objectively better than Rellenomicon in this case. You don't need the mana regen. You're Evelyn.
Yep.
Right? The 80 AP is the same. The CDR is the same.
I agree.
Why not just get...
It's actually true. I agree.
Oh, pink ward over the wall, though. Sorry, Winterfox.
Moon.
Oh, God.
Moon.
Oh, God, that hurts
what are you
so
doing?
much. Moon taking some damage, but there's the pickup there for ManCloud. Thank you very much. Out goes Winterfox. Nice little shield block, some laser damage, but Imagine get the kill. Out goes Winterfox.
I have to say, it's so jarring, though, when an Evelyn shows up and she just bursts you. When you're so used to these Evelyns who build tank and tickle you.
I absolutely agree with you, but it's a pretty far behind short race here. 1-4 and 2. Still actually doing better than most of his teammates, but just, you know, a game that's slipping fast away from Winterfox. They had a lead. Like, we didn't talk about it too much, unfortunately, but, you know, a really good set of early seasons. Winterfox had a big lead, and then basically when the second dragon spawned, they just played the game wrong over and over and over again.
Acadian looking for an engage here. He just finds the tanks.
Stun. Yeah, he doesn't want to knock in the stuns, but look at the combos there onto the Gravity Field. Acadian just goes down, and the cleanup's already here. Moon forced to flash away, but it's 3 kills already picked up. Make that 4. ArcSecond's got nowhere to go except back to his base. Turret number 5.
ArcSecond still 0-0-0. Like, ArcSecond is
25 kills in this game.
He is. ArcSecond is the guy who is just like, team, I won my lane. Why is this game going this way? And that just seems to be every time I see ArcSecond. If there's ever a time that the meme unlucky actually applies, it's for ArcSecond.
Man, you just can't top deck the right teammates here, man. ArcSecond, yeah, I know. And we talked about him when he was on, ironically, this old lineup. He was on Imagine. He was on TSM Darkness last split. And Winterfox, you know, they rejiggered the roster. They lost Altec. They lost, eventually, Helios. They lost Pobelter, but we thought the replacements would be good, but it just hasn't been a good season, and ArcSecond doesn't have the teammates he needs.
Acadian doesn't want to knock them up, but they can't see Chunky Fresh anymore. Gets the knock up on Pinoy. Pinoy gets stunned by the Gravity Field, knocked up by the Callista ulti, and then just destroyed. He has a moment to blow his flash. He's like, oh, well, that 5-minute cooldown is gone. I'm still dead. Absolutely great team fight there, and that's the team fight composition from Imagine. Winterfox should not be fighting this comp. Acadian, it looks like he just wants to fight them over and over again. And that just seems to be the tendency here from the members of Winterfox. Low Pally, Acadian, Short Race. It looks like they want to go in. And ArcSecond is just like, why?
I do wonder what their shot calling is like here, because they have always had options to push other lanes down instead of team fighting. At this point, you just have to go for the desperation because there's no other option.
Still an Alistar, though. No ulti. He has no ulti.
Pressed ult, and that's going to be a Fate's Call. Don't right-click. He right-click, but he's going to be okay here. Ah, doesn't quite die. Moon gets the kill on this.
Gets away.
Oh, man. And now ManCloud, though, getting caught up here, but Pinoy doesn't go for the fight just yet. Whiffs the rocket jump, but still ManCloud will die for this one. Gets away from the Chaos Storm, and the fight continues. An ulti in for Ezreal. Still no assist yet on him. Nope. And Moon now very low, but can't quite get out. Nice knock up there, and steal back is legendary. 9-3 and 9.
And ArcSecond
0-0-0.
Still Crusades. They're not giving him opportunity to soften people up before these fights, and he doesn't have enough damage to burst an Alistar or a Scion. It's just too big of a task for an AP Ezreal at this point in the game to destroy those targets.
Well, this target's destroyed. It's Baron Nashor. You can imagine going for this one with the Callista. She does have 3 completed core items. That's a big deal, but they will not stay for this one. They're too afraid of their teammates being dead and other people showing up. So it's Winterfox just trying to farm off a dead inhibitor. 7,000 gold deficit. Just maybe things turn around with a miracle fight.
And I guess you have to be a little careful because it's a Smite Ezreal. Just a little careful. It is a Callista, but there's always that. I thought it was going to do 2,000, and I did 1,900.
Yep. So just playing the safer game here. Honestly, Imagine so very far ahead. It's there's like the thing is about poke teams though is they don't do much when they're behind. They can wave clear, but they don't really have any way of winning a team fight. Like if these comps were reversed and Imagine were down 7K, there's still a world where Imagine wins a team fight and goes, whoops, we killed you, we get Baron. But there's not really that possibility here for Winterfox, and I feel like Imagine can be very, very patient here and just make sure they take no risk plays, and they will eventually win this game.
Yeah, the poke comp can't hold up against tanks that have the tank items at the proper points.
Yeah.
Actually ahead of the curve too. So Chunky Fresh, he's just stacking health.
He finally got an MR item. He got the Visage for the regen.
Yeah. But health is also really good against an AP Ezreal.
Yep.
Once you have that. There's an Aegis on Baby already, so they're ready to go with that. And man, Winterfox, they don't have a lot of ways back in this game, but when you are ahead as a poke comp, you do dictate the pace of the game. You saw them run them all over the map, but what they dictated was, it's time to team fight. At an improper time.
Yeah, they didn't poke first, they didn't get the vision down, it just did not work out for these guys whatsoever. So unfortunately, the mid-duration shot calling, as well as just the macro sense of the game, just not here for Winterfox. Something they will have to solve in the offseason. And if a loss happens right here, Winterfox are guaranteed 6th place. They try one last time, a lockup on a Man Cloud, but not nearly enough is done. Races around, gets pulverized, gets knocked away, perfectly done by Baby. A good rend as well, and now the engage. Baby wants back in. He looks for Winterfox here. Pulverize up in 2 seconds here. Stunned up, but who even cares? Actually, they're going to leave him alone, and ArcSecond's going to get himself a kill on the board here. Still, it's a Baron for 1.
0-0. ArcSecond on the board, but support for Baron, definitely a worth trade. I'd take that any day of the week.
That's so cruel of you. Why don't you like your supports?
I'll sacrifice them for Baron. I'll sacrifice myself for Baron.
Okay. That's good of you. I'm glad you'd be willing to do that as well.
Yeah, that's... Usually you have to do that as a jungler at some point where you're just like, I will Baron steal, but that's my life.
It's also going to mean Dragon 2 comes in, but oh man, the stun comes through from Chunky Fresh. A 2-man queue as well. In comes Moon, and down goes Pinoy, misses the flash. Acadian's here, lands a big stun, but there's no damage left. This should be an easy cleanup now for Team Imagine. A stun's going to land, ArcSecond Arcane Shifter not, still going to get jumped on. Acadian flashing over, and actually Winterfox just might get to retreat.
They're much faster. They're going to get around this corner.
And here comes
There's no mana.
Team Imagine. He's going to yell at him. He's going to slow him down with the Q.
Moon?
No yelling, actually. Moon gonna jump in. There you go. Quick pickups on that one. This could be the game-winning push as well. 3 people dead for 20 seconds or more.
You saw Chunky Fresh there. Everybody jumped on him. It was just Chunky Fresh and Moon in the pit for so long. They didn't have the damage dealers. You don't have the damage on Winterfox's team composition to do anything to Chunky Fresh, and he just ran away with this game.
That's gonna be it. 36 minutes in, but that's gonna do it for you. Team Imagine have guaranteed the 3rd seed in the playoffs. Winterfox locked into 6th.
A little bit of a bumpy road there at the start.
Yeah.
We're a little bit behind, but they played to their win conditions.
Yep.
They gave up turrets. They didn't fight them on them early, and then they were able, like, I love the play where Steelback was on his way top and the TP came in from Acadian there. They recognized that that was going to happen. They could have lost a tier 2 bottom for that, but they played it correctly.
Yep.
So overall, Team Imagine, they definitely deserve to be in that 3rd place spot, and they are undefeated with Steelback on the roster in this iteration of this roster.
Yep.
100% win rate.
And it's a decent schedule as well. Okay, the Winterfox game is generally going to be fairly easy. Winterfox end the series 1-9, obviously not great for them. But these guys also 2-0'd Cloud9 Tempest. Like, that was a solid win by Team Imagine. Honestly, they are definitely a good team strategically. Steelback, I think this is every single game now. He's been at or tied for highest kill participation, and it's not always playing Sivir. Steelback is in the right place at the right time. He's done very solidly. You heard him talk a little bit earlier about the fact that he helps coach his team. He learned from the best support in Europe. And he's like, yo, dog, let me tell you about warding and timing and stuff. I learned from the best team in Western League of Legends. We talked to Manclad. He said he didn't seem to say that much. I don't know how true that is. I do think Steelback has added a lot to this roster. Imagine we'll go into the playoffs in 3rd place, and we'll see how far it takes.
And that means C9T are locked into 4th, Vortex in 5th, Winterfox locked into 6th.
Yeah.
Pretty much no matter what happens today. It's just those top spots, what's going to happen.
Right.
So,
yeah. And those are going to be interesting. So yeah, the top 2 spots between Cloud9, not Cloud9 Tempest, sorry, between Coast and Renegade is going to be interesting because Coast will play Cloud9 Tempest. CNT won the last one, and then it makes you wonder, like, well, be careful because there's a team waiting for you that's already beaten you once. Obviously, Renegades as well managed to lose a game to Vortex, which is not exactly a great sign for these guys. But it's going to be interesting. Those are going to be our next 2 matches. The next one is Renegades versus Vortex, and that just could become a tiebreaker for 1st place right there. And the loser of, like, whoever does worse between Coast and Renegades has to play Imagine. Imagine looks pretty good. Winner gets to play C9T, which I'm not sure which is better.
So there's a couple things here because the 3rd, 4th place teams are actually both on the rise.
Yeah.
Imagine has solidified their roster, 100% win rate with it for over 4 games. They're looking better and better. They're all about the passion. They're all about improvement. There are some rookies on that squad that are untested. So going into playoffs, they'll be more tested, but they get some time between now and then to improve. But then 4th place, Cloud9, they're boot camping right now.
That's true.
They have Charlie with them. That's who's coaching them at the moment, and they're all together. They're landing now. Vlad doesn't have 300 ping anymore, which he was complaining about at one point to me. So they're all in the same place, and they are now boot camping for playoffs, just trying to get better. So 3rd and 4th place teams, you guys have to watch out for them, because at this point, their records are kind of lying to us.
That's true. Honestly, it's going to be a very exciting playoffs. I could see literally all of those 4 teams, or any of those, couldn't be all, any of those 4 teams winning the Challenger Series playoffs. So a big postseason here in Challenger. We're going to see what the seeds end up being at the end of the day, but for now, we're going to take a short break. When we come back, Renegades look to exact revenge on Vortex for beating their mid lane devourer Kale. That's right. We're going to show you the highlights of that experiment right after this, so stay with us. Moon is here with the ulti, low Crowley, good luck. Pop steal, they go for steal back, they don't quite get the damage. Pinoy gets the kill, but can't rocket jump out in time. Good luck, they're all gonna hit the wall. There's the stun, where's the damage coming out? Braum is already ulted. Only knocks Mancloud out, but it allows Pinoy to find him and to kill off the mid laner. Pinoy has to flash away from the gravity field, and here comes the steal back cleanup. But look at the combos there onto the gravity field. Acadian just goes down, and the cleanup's already here. Moon forced to flash away, but it's 3 kills already picked up.